Welcome everyone to another video, and today we are looking at what if civilization started over. And today we are looking at a lot of things that have happened. I'm gonna say very quick because I want to. So we have seen that the gold team has finally put together themselves and made a lot of areas. And now we have major towns as a layer. Yes, major towns. Now, what do major towns do basically? So they're like major cities, but they are mostly places where people are, well, not people are, but it's like on the verge of being either a major city or a trade hub or a supply hub, something like that. Supply hubs are not going to be shown on this map. They will be on the same thing as this. Same with trade hubs. But major cities go on their own thing, and a few of these are on their own little areas. Like, for example, right here, as you can see, they are. This is not close to a major city, and talking about major cities, we have a few more coming into this world, and the first one will be over here in in Italy, with another one also coming into existence down below in the areas of no return, as you can see. There's also going to be a small little debate by everyone what they should do after, like, India kind of threatened them. India kind of threatened them. So, quick recap of what has happened over the little time. After India took some land over here, and this sort of thing happened, and they took land over here, they were like, we are controlling the spice trade currently, and the other nations are like okay with us, but we don't know what about Europe, what Europe is doing. So Red Team, will you allow us to go over here with the scholars and see what's happening? Red Team allowed that. India went all the way with its scholars over here and was like, so you're the guys who are buying our spices. If you guys don't pay more for them, we will cut off the trade. And the Dutch team and the Italians and like every major like alliance in Europe is like, whoa, step back a little bit. What do you mean you are from the place that gives us spices? And after a bit of explaining back and forth, and then about a bit of bickering, people were like, okay, India, you want us to pay twice and a half much as we already do for the spices. That won't go down very good. We will only agree to 1.5 times. And the Indians were like, no, 2.5. That's our part of the deal. You must agree or you don't get any spices. And a few countries like Greece, what was it? Switzerland, southern Hungary, and this green Russian country, or Slavia. Yes, I'm calling it Slavia. This is the Western Slavia. This is the Eastern Slavia. This is the Slavia as a whole. These two are just different, and this is just Novgorod. This is the Novgorod nation. So, if you guys wanted to know the identities of these nations, right there you go. Also, we have a few nations slowly embracing, these. And Italy, you're looking very provincial. About very damn time. And you too, Morocco. I don't know why you put your province right there, but works. So India kinda just forced Switzerland, this Czechia country, I think, Slovakia. This is like, I think this is Prague. This is around the area of Prague, and everyone was like, you two just gave up. You three actually gave up that much money just for some spices. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We'd better save our economies than about this tyrant. And India just cut off trade from them. Only traded with did trade with the Mesopotamians, Egyptians, and Libyans. Unfortunately for everyone, and for these guys, they had to pay for non-existent things because these guys cut off trade. So they were sending their money and not getting anything back because these guys were confiscating it and then giving it over to everyone. And as you can see, Italy and Greek, the Greek peoples and a few other nations like Libya, Egypt, and Mesopotamia and the Caucasian country don't have an alliance. That's because they don't like each other or they don't want to have an alliance. Libya and Italy don't have an alliance because they don't like each other. Same with Egypt and Mediterranean. Not Mediterranean, that would be Italy if they wanted to name themselves. They just need a bit of Greece, a bit of Catalonia, Nice, and Morocco, as well as Libya and that good country. But Mesopotamia and Egypt don't like each other. Same with this guy. These two don't know if they like each other. They just aren't very on the terms of talking. And this guy knows about this country, doesn't talk to them, but they are okay with them. So it's a big, big world with a very much problems. Also, Italy is like on the borders of three different alliances who are trying to get them into the alliance. Like let's say that the Dutch got Italy in the alliance, they could just cut off, just make a very large front for the square, for the semi-squares, and for the octagons to deal with. And also the octagons are like the smallest front they have right now, so the Dutch aren't worrying about them, but if they do have a front, this would be the ideal one because, well, capital, where's that guy's capital? Here. You could get to 4 capitals like at once, and if anyone else tried, then that would be one big thing. But let's go to the events that will happen. We will see that our good friends, the Italians, will demand 2 provinces from Switzerland, mainly these 2. Why? Because they want to get closer to this and this. So the Swiss are like, okay, we'll only give you one of our provinces, and you will leave us alone. Okay. And the Italians are like, yeah, sure. Spoiler alert, they're not gonna leave them around. So they take this first one, because, well, yeah, and after trying to annex another one, but Switzerland didn't know that, the Italians just settled on taking what they already got. So we have these 2 that have a majority Swiss population just getting annexed, and I will eventually, if I find out a way to make a ethnicity layer, I will make one, but who knows, maybe. We also have, another conflict in Asia, and it's between this guy and India. Yeah, they don't really like each other anymore. Like, this guy is like, India was gunning for this guy to be a part of the trade union or something that they were making. So then India was already a part of it, and same with Bangkok and Vietnam and northern Burma. But these guys just didn't like that, and they were like the gateway over to China, and that because if you get here, well, Vietnam doesn't want to go through like this narrow part because it's not good. Same with this, and same with this guy. But if they got this guy, they could go all the way into China, get those silk things that the Silk Road is given all over here, and well, yeah. But mostly, that doesn't really much happen. We also see another thing happening, and that is our good friend, the what was it? I don't know what they're called. I don't remember the name. And my dog is being quite loud. It's My dogs. Like, damn. That they are very loud. They are very hearable. Holy hell, can they shut up? Probably not. Don't know. But we see that this Manchurian country, Vladivostokan country, manages to take a lot of land and expand its claims. But when it comes to taking land around this guy, they need to make a border. Because, to be honest, these two don't really like the concept of each other existing. And if they did, they would be very, very mad at each other still. And they are existing, so they are very mad at each other for like doing stuff that they don't like. Okay, these two just have unrivaled beef with each other. They just don't like each other. Don't know why. They just don't like each other. And as you can see, they are yeah. And also it's also because China. Yeah, it's now northern China. And northern China doesn't like the fact that they have lost so much land. So they just want more land, so they can make up for the lands that they lost during their civil wars and revolts and all of that. And due to the fact that they have lost so much land, they just kind of stick with the land they now have and are going to go on a conquest because, well, what speaks more volumes to you, conquest or not? Conquest it is. We see that the Chinese will go over and attack this blue country. This clique over here will be so undermanned over in these parts that it's going to just allow the areas over here to fall. But over here they at least fight for this major city before it falls, and it deals a very much bad time for the guys. Two armies managed to break through the blockades and are now gunning it for the capital of this country. Spoiler alert, they are spearheading so fast that something will happen. And that something is that, yeah, the capital is lost. But these guys keep on fighting. Over here we see this part being destroyed, this part being like cut into pieces before like being fully destroyed, and the last remnants of the rebels, as the Chinese call them, are going to be right here. And after that's done, yeah, nothing is spared in these areas. They are not allowed to exist anymore. And now the Chinese have managed to regain their own lands, and what would you know, they also go on a full-on annexation spree, as they just annex two countries back to back. Not that much. And as you can see, they have now annexed a very much lot of land, a big amount of land, and yeah, this is what has happened. Also, Mongolia, what are you doing? Oh, you're going to war. With whom? Oh, you're going to war with this guy. For what reason? Oh, they just insulted you. It's okay. So Mongolia's leader and, well, the leader's daughter was insulted by this Russian country. So why not go and invade them and take their capital and then force them into a priesthood that saw you taking most of their lands, like all the way from here into, what would it be? These lands. Yeah, these lands are taken by the Mongolians, and this bigger guy is like, okay, we're just going to take two pieces of land that you probably won't be mad about, so good for us, bad for you, yippee. And now they're just a city-state. Yeah, it just happens. The Mongolians won't be stopping at that just yet, because surprisingly, we have them having a rival, as they are making it into this nation, doing some bad stuff, like some massacres, because well, why not? They're the Mongolians, they love to do that. They actually have a competition happening over here because well, this guy also wants land. Why? Because well, these lands for it are more important than itself, its own lands, because those are infertile. They have to make money, but with the Silk Road, and then just survive on it. Because yes, they have like this. This is their main farmland up here, and this must feed all these guys over here. So also this part is desert. This part is desert, and the rest is like barren wastelands basically. And you can't really do nothing or anything, in fact, with barren wastelands. So we see that the Mongolians do manage to take these lands, and these guys that. And in a shocking revelation of events, we see that the Mongolians will be a bit more lenient to these guys. Why? Because, well, they just want to be a bit lenient. Also, this guy just takes whatever he wants or got and then just leaves. So we have this guy being sandwiched between the both of them. Oh, I'm just kidding. This guy is immediately annexed by this guy just because, well, fancies, dunces, and never gonna see you again. Again, sees. So, yep. There we go. So a few nations have been lost in around here because these three have like not like each other, but they're compromising for now. And Korea, how about this? You don't go invade these guys and you will survive. In a certain extent. What are you doing? What are you doing? I just told you not to invade. Well, there you go. So we have the Koreans declaring war on, as you can see, these guys. And it's not good for them. Like, they're having to fight these little coastal areas just because, well, the coastal areas aren't that fond of them. And even though the coastal areas aren't that fond, the shogunate that they are fighting isn't that fond of the people anyway. So yeah. Also, the shogunate over here is like, okay, you can take the lands that you want. We won't like go against it or anything. Also, please don't kill us. We are like very, very poor. We have just gone through a drought for like 5 times over. Yeah, basically what happened over here is that a drought came in, these guys had a problem with population, and now they are having this problem. Which isn't good for them or anyone else either in these parts, but what can you do? And finally, for this video, we'll see that a European conflict will happen. The Danubes will have what I shall call a very bad situation happening. That is, how do I put this? Yeah, as you can see, another color is being called in because this is a rebellion. Yes, they're having a rebellion. Why did this rebellion came to be? Well, the Danubians will let's just say be not that good with the people, even though their leader wanted to be good. He kind of got almost assassinated by a person, so he was like, okay, these people aren't that good or bad in some sense, but the people who just tried to kill me are from the peasants ranks, so better populate nothing than populate anything. And when he tried to go over here, the Odessa nation declared independence, were Bessarabian, because, well, this is basically Bessarabia. And it's more centralized, and it only has one thing, well, actually 2, because, well, it kind of took us another middle city with it. But as you can see, the Danube is having problems, mainly because somebody and somebody and somebody and somebody and somebody, definitely not this guy, are who knows, maybe this guy is funding these rebellions. Who knows, maybe even this guy. Because, well, these two are having a bit of beef over, like, this guy existing. This guy wants pieces of this part, but this guy is like, no, these guys are still us, and we won't let you have them, so. Good for you. Very good. Very, very good. So, what will happen is that these rebellions will actually get a bit darker in color, because I don't want them to just be like too unnoticeable. Now, let's get into the battles. So we have the rebellion kind of taking control of areas around their rebellions. Their main capital, their only capital, will be the source of most of their manpower, and the lands that they take will also be conscripted as well. The people kind of over here don't also like the fact that, well, things happened, and particularly things did happen. We see that the first army over here, that was kind of garrison actually, that was pushed out of this area, was actually trying to survive on a piece of hill, and they kind of got killed. So we also have the attempts at going towards the capital by the rebellion, which will go twice as bad, because they tried again and again and then fall, and then they're like, you know what, let's go over here. Why not? The south is less defended than the north, than the west, and once you look at that, the west is now less defended. Why is that? And this is around the time that they get news from the people over here that they had a little friend rebel. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. We see that the rebellion over here will attempt to make a buffer area between it and the nation that it didn't want to be a part of. Because who would like to be a part of the Danube, to be honest? The Danube is so corrupt, not gonna lie. It's a like somewhat corrupt state, even though two loyal parts still remain, because they were kind of very small garrisons of like 500 people, basically. So, yeah. But we see that the rebellions managed to link up and start to push further into the inland parts. And it's around this time that, we have the red team sending in people to also make another rebellion. And this rebellion is shockingly over here only. And people are like, whoa, when did this come to be? Because nobody knew about this. And to be honest, nobody wanted to know about this being existing. It's just existing. But what can you say? This nation currently is like trying to do a lot of stuff. And as we are looking right now, military alliance wise, this guy, and this guy are in an alliance. But why would this guy fund this guy over here? Because, well, like this guy, they're having a bit of beef with the Danube. These don't have beef, and this guy just plainly hates them, even though they are in alliance. The kings of the consuls of this country don't like the king, and the senate don't like the king, and anyone in this nation could tell you that anyone from the Danube who comes to the country gets immediately looked down upon in a large state. And if we I haven't looked at the plague. Oh no, well, now we see another thing happening. Now I can tell you why this war is most likely civil war is going on. There's a lot of plague still left. I haven't gone back to the lair for a long time. I just forgot about it. But we will see that another major city will be taken at the cost of many troops, who will immediately be replaced because, well, but experienced troops are hard to replace, and people who are over here kind of just don't want to replace the old people that kind of died, because that's kind of being disrespectful. So the units that are bigger are sent in the battle, and the more they lose, the smaller they get, and they stay smaller because, well, yeah. But we will eventually see that the Green Nation will link up with the Yellow Nation, having only taken this much land, and then the Yellow's taking that much. The Greens are going to be like, okay, we are going to focus on like the capital region and this region, and you are going to possibly need to focus on most of these regions over here. And they are like making plans for this, while the red team has already taken this over here. Even though the red team has already kind of won this war, they just want more land. And they're making sure that they do get these lands, because, well, they do take these lands before stopping at like their current state, and they will kind of make a peace treaty with this guy, and immediately after, the red team just marches in, annexes this country. Well, not fully, but they annex parts of it, very important parts of it. And as you can see, they are doing this just because they want to. They want more land, they want more population, and as you can see, population is all that's over here. That's like, this area is more populated than most of the Danube country, because, well, this is more towards these areas, which, to be honest, is very important for the Reds. If you take those areas, like this area and this area, you can make a port here that then goes with the road over here, and, well, that just causes a lot of bad things to happen for anyone who tries to go through. But now they also have a puppet, so good for the puppet. But we'll see that the Danube will not like what's going on to it, and it will eventually, after losing its other major city, having lost, oh my god, another piece of valuable land over here in the west, and well, east, and having also lost a lot of the western and southern parts to the rebellions, the Danube is going to sit down and be like, okay, what do you guys want? We are just done with the whole war. We don't want the war anymore. We are so done with it. Just please, just can you be lenient at least a bit? And these guys are like, possibly, but not that much. And this green country takes over all of this area. The yellow country decides to not take out a lot of land, but, well, they do take a lot of land, making them the Black Sea Nation or Odyssean Nation. But mostly we do see that Danube retains most of its well, powers, just in a lesser form, and as you can see, it's mostly cut off in multiple parts. It will also have a small breakaway in the south, and it will stay that way for a very long time. As we can see, the Danube is so unstable it cannot even hold on to another nation. And we also see that the green team forces this guy to give over some lands. So this has been quite the episode so far. We have seen a lot happen, and as you can see, the major towns have now caused a lot of good things for some nations. Mainly the guys who are making the whole thing happen. Also, why is that green? Why is it mildly green? Oh, now I understand. So, major town gone. And why is that? Because, well, life is cruel, life is good, and what can you tell me when the life comes out of you? I am with you. Yeah, that's why I'm not gonna put it right there. That's too close to the capital. Also, I'm gonna give these nations capitals, and as we can see, this nation is so yellow. I might have to dye down the yellow, but mostly, yeah, it's kind of done. See you guys next time. I'm glad for you guys joining this video, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.